Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Natan Brahowski, your host with the most. You are here at the Frequency of Abundance. We are sponsored wonderfully by Allura Creative Agency, and this is the last broadcast for season two. So I'm excited. I'm excited for multiple reasons because for the next 2 weeks, we're going to be restreaming season one so you can binge watch season two in case you missed any of these incredible episodes. That's what we're going to have available for you. Now, if you're looking for where you can come from and get access to this is the Frequency of Abundance group. So you can go to LinkedIn. There's our free group there. All you do is type in the Frequency of Abundance, click groups, voila, easy breezy. And if you want to join us, we have a small private paid community. It's tens of dollars a month, but it gives you a chance to meet others. The tide raises all boats, we believe. So there's networking events, like 20 or 30 of them available all for you. There is group coaching. There is accountability partnering. There's so many different ways that you can play and elevate and big up you yourself personally. And of course, all of this is meant to go, excuse me, for those that are coaches, healers, therapists, specialists that help others. This is for you, not just for yourself to help and heal and solidify and strengthen, for those you love, family and friends, for those you work with as extra tools in your tool belt, so that you have cool new techniques and cool new things that you can try and you can talk about that they will go, wow, it never ends with this person. They just have so much. So that's where we'd like to help and put you into that spotlight. Now, if you don't know me and my background, my name's Natan Brahowski. I've been an elite energy coach for about 30 years. I started with Olympians, Cirque du Soleil acrobats, artists, national sports teams. Had about 15,000 people coming through my hands in the last 30 years. Wrote a couple best-selling books on energy, personal momentum, and moments of power. So I was in a place where that's my little world. Peak performance, people that are 9 out of 10 and looking to get to 9.1, 9.2. And for a couple decades, that's where I played. Where the wonderful pandemic in the world of, well, it's not wonderful, but the wonderful twist that happened in my life was when the pandemic happened and I came online, I had the most horrible time. And it was just everything from thousands of dollars to fake gurus to not getting the technology and not being able to make, like, MailChimp and Squarespace play nicely and not disconnect every 6 hours. Or it was the marketing, and I felt like I was doing last week's marketing, and that's why it wasn't working, because I could never figure out what the heck this week's marketing was. So I founded Allura Creative Agency as a beautiful, beautiful public relations firm. And what we do is blow a dog whistle to your target audience. So if you're looking for C-suite, whales, if you're looking for executives, leaders, owners, founders, those are the people that we target. We create incredibly delightful experiences and online events for them. They're exclusive, they're executive, and they're invitation only. So they feel very honored. We'll do like a leadership roundtable, a financial fireside chat, a tequila and tech talk, health, wealth, prosperity forum, you name it. Any way that we can shine you up and throw a bigger spotlight on you, we'd love to. So know that for us, every which possible way that we can help, from joining the free community to joining us in the paid community, to reaching out to me if there's anything I can do to you personally as an elite energy coach, to making sure that, hey, you know what? I want to hear more about these events that you guys put on. I'd like to come as a coach and maybe get some of that action and have some of my own events and get my message bigged up. And of course, if you'd like to come and join us here, we'd love to have you. I'd love to share where you're coming from, what you're doing, and how it's trying to impact the world. So without further ado, today is a wonderful day. As is every day above ground, am I right? Give some love, send some thumbs up, share in the comments, in the chat. Now today, we're going to be cultivating a growth mindset. This is on Soaring Sundays. Mondays are, you guessed it, Motivational Mondays. We've got Triumphant Tuesdays. We've got everything, Winning Wednesdays, Fearless Fridays. Yesterday was Successful Saturdays, and today is the last Soaring Sunday for Season 2, Cultivating a Growth Mindset. So we'll be shifting mindset and discover how that can unlock new opportunities, overcome challenges, help you achieve personal and professional success, brackets even more so, because we presume that you already have some. You're investing so much time and energy in yourself. Here at the frequency of abundance, you either are in the frequency of abundance, in which case, why wouldn't you want to surround yourself with others at the same frequency, vibrating in alignment with power and source? And if you're not in the frequency of abundance, why wouldn't you get surrounded by others that are to help elevate and bump you? Like I said, the tide raises all boats. So, one way or another, come get involved. Learn the strategies. We're going to cover a bunch of different mindset growth learning. We're going to look at different challenges and stepping stones and how to convert them into success. We're going to be looking at the tools and specific actionable items and exercises you can embrace that are going to fuel your personal transformation. So, without further ado, apologize, tickle in the throat. Let's begin. Now, the mind is like a parachute. Only works when it's open. And I want you to think about that. And if you feel where I'm coming from, send me some love. I want you to pop into the chat. Make sure that if you have any questions or concerns, if you got any comments, if you got any heartfelt, give it to us. I'm going to put my contact in the chat. There you go. So you can reach out. There's our LinkedIn group chat. Click. There's the one-on-one if you'd like to speak with me. And now, if you don't mind, I'd like to get funky. So, the mind is like a parachute. Only works when it's open. Mindset, and especially a growth mindset, which is what we're trying to do, is very different than a fixed mindset, right? You know what you know, and this is perfect, and this is fixed, and that's great, and that's functional and technical. But a growth mindset is the difference between someone who plays piano very well, someone who plays piano even better and is a concert pianist, someone who plays piano even better is a virtuoso. How do you separate the difference between that virtuoso who is a musical genius and a gift to the rest of us, who's gifted compared to the rest of us? How do you separate that person from the person who's almost as good and is at the Philharmonic Orchestra and works professionally and? How do you separate a virtuoso from that? It's someone who pushes the boundaries of what is allowed, what is acceptable, what is known, what has been done. That is where you venture out. That's a virtuoso. So being that growth mindset, always looking for new, even at that highest level of skill, is going to be crucial for your personal and even more of your professional success. So there's obviously a science behind all this, right? Not just people saying, hey, be positive, or cultivate a growth mindset. I'm like, okay, what does that do? How do you growth mindset, right? It might be very simple if you focus on your brain plasticity. So the science behind your growth mindset really helps make this easier for you to adapt. Look at how your brain's going to form new neural connections. It's through practice and learning. So, you've got, what a great example is, I don't know if you know about those London taxi drivers. The guys are incredible. They spend several years memorizing every single route. They don't use GPS. They have to memorize through maps, calculate the fastest turns, plot the shortest, and get tested on it, or you're not allowed to be a cabbie. So a London City taxi driver has a hippocampus, the memory center of your brain, that's larger than most because of the constant flexing of that muscle, literally. And so they're able to navigate complex routes because of that. Their brains are bigger in that area because of the amount of exercise that they do. That's neural pathways, and it strengthens every time you do it again. This is why when you want to reframe failures, it's a big deal. It's not a dead end, it's a stepping stone for growth. Thomas Edison talked about famously, I haven't failed, I just found 10,000 ways that doesn't work. And maybe on the 10,001 it will. If you ever had something like that in your life, let me know. Share some love, pop it into the chat. Love to hear where you're coming from and if there's any challenges that can come and be faced on your side. So let's reframe any kind of a past failure, and let's think of a time that it felt like you failed. So what did you learn from the experience? Write that down. Write down how it led you to personal growth or any kind of an improvement. And that'll give validity to it that, hey, this was needed, this was necessary, this helped, this did something good. It was the door that opened, and then afterwards something good came in. And maybe it was rusty and creaky and it was awful to open that door, but it was worth it for what came in. Because what came in made my life better. Isn't that beautiful? That's the point. So sometimes when we're looking at, let's say, overcoming challenges, and if we want, let's look at 2 quick tactics. Number 1, yet. Power is huge when you look at yet. So encouraging you, and I would invite you to add the words yet to any statements of self-doubt. I don't speak French. Yet. I can't solve this problem becomes, I can't solve this problem yet. I'm not a millionaire. Yet. You see where I'm coming from. Yet has so much power. That's tactic 1. Tactic 2. Let's look at embracing discomfort, right? Being comfortable, being uncomfortable. Because you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable. There's going to be a lot more uncomfort in your life than comfort. We're just built that way, and so is our existence. So growth is going to happen outside that comfort zone. The more you seek discomfort, the more you grow. And it's going to be painful, right? Because you're like a lobster. And when it's getting bigger and bigger for its shell, it's going to feel cramped and it hurts. Until it's so painful that it breaks forward. And it's necessary for it to be able to release itself from that and grow. So take a small risk today, encouraging you to identify one thing that you've been avoiding due to fear of failure. I don't want to try that. I don't think I'll make it. I think I'll fail. So set a micro goal. Take a small step toward it this week. Reach into that discomfort zone and take a step. And then bring your other foot. And now stand there. Take that small risk. I encourage you. Let's look at some daily practices that we can do to really cultivate and make sure that we have proper growth. So practice number 1 is going to be gratitude for growth, because gratitude equals abundance. You stand in that abundance, that frequency of abundance, good things happen. The longer you can stay there, the better. Keep a journal. Look at the lessons that you learned on a daily basis. Give yourself a prompt like, what challenge did I face today? And how did I grow from it? And seek feedback. Don't just live in your own little bubble. Feedback's going to be essential for growth. We all need people who are going to give us feedback. That's how we improve, period. When you want feedback, look at this as a simple feedback challenge. Identify somebody whose opinion you value, somebody you respect, somebody who's like, okay, I actually care what you say or think. Ask them for constructive feedback on one area of your life or your work. You got to be bold, you got to be brave. And then write down their suggestion and create an action plan. Really practice and follow through, right? So replace those limiting beliefs with empowering affirmations. Those affirmations for growth. I'm capable of learning and adapting in any situation. Give yourself that chance. Feel that feel. Know that if the feedback challenge is something that you are brave enough to embrace and have somebody give you feedback for, that's like going to your doctor, asking for advice on a problem you have, and then not taking the medicine that they prescribed. What's the point? So make sure you follow up and follow through. And then, needless to say, a thank you note wouldn't hurt. Look for those, and that's where you sit in a frequency of abundance. Like a new bank account that you open, doesn't make a lot of sense to ask for a withdrawal before you make a deposit, right? That's like a new relationship. So make sure you make that deposit before you ask for a withdrawal. Now, give yourself a 1-minute guided affirmation exercise. And again, if any of this is coming off way over your head or too strong or in any way just I can't quite wrap my head around it or my arms around it, reach out to me. Love to say hi. Love to see if there's any way that either on a personal level or on a professional level, we can add a little spice to your life and make this a little bit quicker and easier, because in it, when you get to flow in that beautiful frequency of abundance, my goodness. My goodness. If you're feeling it, if you know where I'm coming from, if you feel it yourself, if you're coming from there, give a thumbs up, give a hi, give a thank you, give a love. The algorithm loves it, and it'll help spread this message to more that need it. Reach out to us in our LinkedIn community. There's hundreds of eyes there. I love it because in my world, I'm constantly trying to give more and go back. Been doing this for decades, and now is a beautiful chance in this part of my life. I'll be turning 51 in a couple of weeks, so dating it. I know you're not supposed to, but it's okay. Because the people coming through this, especially those that are binge watching, those that are having so much fun, those in the free and paid communities, this is an impromptu. And the impromptu is to reach out, to set up a one-on-one, to go out to others, to have that bravery. That's what we're hoping to cultivate for you. So, whatever we can do, let us know. Let's go through like a guided affirmation, which is neat because normally we just affirmations are out loud, or guided is guided imagery or guided visualizations. Let's mix and match. Let's have some fun. So, through these affirming statements, repeat and see if it can possibly turn a visual for you, and write down that visual. I am resilient, resourceful, and ready to grow. I am resilient, resourceful, and ready to grow. Every challenge is an opportunity to improve. Every challenge is an opportunity to improve. Repeat those. See what images come to you. Write down and embrace them. And then go through and see what they really feel and mean to you. Doesn't matter what anyone else thinks is for you. By you, for you. To you. Because you're stuck with you for this entire merry-go-round. Nobody gets out of this life alive. So be kind to you. Be kind to others. It's the best way to enjoy your time here. Now, while we're on Starship Earth, let's look at some stories. Let's look at ones in your own personal life that are not just inspirational to you. You can imagine if they're inspirational to you, what they would do for others, right? Now, if they don't inspire you, they're not going to inspire others. Like if the hair on your hand doesn't stand up because you're turning yourself on, how the heck are your words going to turn somebody else on? We need to know that if it works for everyone, it works all the time, it works because it's coming out. That's a place and a state that you can come to be. There's some famous people like, how Michael Jordan got cut from the high school basketball team, but he used it as fuel to practice harder, become one of the greats, if not the great. You're looking at people who, what did you fail at today? And don't look at it as a negative conversation. They look at it as, oh, goodness, I tried to do this, didn't work. Okay, so that's quote-unquote a fail. But meanwhile, let's flip that and what'd you learn from that? Oh, I learned this. Neat. So tomorrow, you're going to try it differently. Bravo. That's where you can come together, where you can really look at that growth mindset. See where it's coming from. See how it challenges you. Because if it doesn't, you can't be, oh, I'm growing and growing and growing, I'm good. No, it's supposed to be challenging. It's supposed to be difficult, right? Progress comes from that. And progress equals happiness. That's where we're looking to go. If you haven't been happy in a while, when's the last time you challenged yourself? Bit off more than you could chew and then proceeded to chew it. How'd you do that? You're not the kind of person that normally likes to jump off a cliff and look at the manual while you're figuring out how to build your parachute on the way down. Not everyone is. But those that can thrive in that incredibly high stress situation and calm down the screaming part of them that's going, ah, and just focus on what needs to be done. That's a part that we all have. And we can all develop it. And we can flex that muscle even more. Like those London taxi drivers that have the greatest memories in the world, not because they're gifted or because they were like screened genetically from birth and pulled aside. The training, man. The training. Focusing your mind on that singular task for, I believe it's literally 2 to 3 years. They go into training to get this. I now get to be a London City taxi driver. Very, very different what end results come out when you're flexing that muscle for that purpose. So your growth mindset's going to thrive on challenges. If they kept getting easy maps, their hippocampus wouldn't grow. Why would it? There's no need to memorize. So your memory center wouldn't be flexing, thus it wouldn't grow. Challenges, right? It thrives on it. It thrives on effort. It looks at how much effort you're saying. And then it puts the two together and says, with this much effort and this much challenge, my goodness, equals learning. And it likes it. It likes it a lot. So in some of your daily practices, journaling, feedback, informations, you're using all that to build the mindset. That's how you get a growth mindset. That's where cultivating it comes from. And in it, you can look at reframing. You can look at your call to action this week to reframe that, get some feedback, get some results on your social media and community. Reach out to people. They're already friends of yours. Be vulnerable. You can't get into bed, and keep your underwear on. Not going to make any babies, so you got to get naked, got to get vulnerable, got to get in there, okay? In that exposure, that vulnerability comes an incredible strength, a fearlessness, a confidence. It's empowering. So share. Choose one practice, implement it this week, track your progress. Remember that famous quote from Henry Ford? Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. That's where I want you to come from, and where I want you to feel that this is the power that you get to do right now. That cultivating that growth mindset, yes, it's about turning challenges into stepping stones for success. It's today and what we just covered to gain all these tools so that you can embrace the change and fuel your personal and professional transformations. That's why we talked about some of the different strategies, developing that mindset so that you can focus on growth and learning and not just adversity and challenge and you're looking at the wrong things. Look at what that gives you. Look at what after effect and the recipe right now. And sometimes half baking a cake and then showing somebody isn't the best way. Some people need to see the cake only when it's fully baked. You can't show them half the work. They won't put the two and two together and extrapolate and go down the road to finish that picture. Won't be to your benefit. So, in the context of today, I'm quite convinced you can plant some seeds. You can do some weeding, nurture the garden that is the growth mindset that you've already started, and get some more, get some more, get some more. Have some fun, right? This is what it's all about. So, ask any questions that you might like. Pop into the chat, give some love, share, and know that this week, as we closed out Season 2 for the Frequency of Abundance group, proudly sponsored by Allura Creative Agency, the public relations firm that helps you hunt whales, we covered on Motivational Monday the science behind habit formation. Triumphant Tuesday was embracing vulnerability, a path to authenticity. Winning Wednesdays, we had the impact of gratitude on mental well-being. Triumphant Thursdays, those were developing emotional intelligence for leaders. Our Fearless Friday was stress management, special techniques for busy professionals. Yesterday, we had on our Successful Saturday the art of effective communications. And today, to round out Season 2 on the Frequency of Abundance group, I give you Soaring Sundays, Cultivating a Growth Mindset. And I hope you really did embrace the power of that growth mindset. Use it to overcome the challenges and unlock your potential. Very, very excited to see and hear what you're planning and where you're coming and where you're playing from. Now, for the next 2 weeks, we will be restreaming. So tune in on LinkedIn, tune in on Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. I get to play. I'm blessed enough to have about 10,500 people on LinkedIn, about 5,000 on Facebook. So there's so many eyes on us. That's why I invite you to come here. Talk with us. Let us put a spotlight on you and what you want to share with the world. On this scale, come sit on my place. Have us as a co-host. Come big that up and let's go. Let's talk to Allura. Let's see what we can do to make your brand. You've already spent so much time and energy making a brand. Why don't we take that and now make sure you got more visibility, more credibility, a wider target audience seeing your message? Love to hear from you. Love to know if as an elite energy coach, there's any ways that you want to raise and elevate yourself. Stop wasting emotional energy. To get in the zone, that state of flow, to stay there long enough to get 2 days worth of work done in one. If that can help you personally or professionally, let me know. Reach out to me and know that when we come back, we will be in high gear for season 3 of the Frequency of Abundance group. There are so many incredible talks coming up. We'll be focusing on leaders. We'll be focusing on coaches, healers, therapists. We'll be focusing on some of the business things they're going through. Some of the things that can help, from tech to marketing to sales techniques. We'll also be really focusing in on mindset, on personal cultivation, on authenticity, and on bravery, both personally and professionally, and what we can do to really make that tide raise all boats. So, come join the community. Come say hi. Come be on stage with us. Come play in our sandbox. Love to play and see what we can do. When I come back, we'll be 1 day away from my birthday. So you can imagine we're starting season 3 with some crazy episodes. I'm not going to give it away. Tune in, stay in. We're going to be streaming, restreaming, and going crazy multiple times a day so that you can binge watch for the next couple of weeks. Season 3 starts very soon. Stay tuned. And as always,